Hi moms and dads, did you know time is fun when you're having flies? Okay, now you probably really think that I've gone off the deep end. Flies are gross and disgusting. The quote makes no sense. It makes no sense unless you are Kermit the Frog. Now, until you had all the information, the quote seemed absurd. But from the perspective of a frog, it makes perfect sense. And that's my point. In order to truly make sense of what another person is saying, we need to understand where the other person is coming from. Otherwise, we may jump to the wrong conclusions and respond inappropriately. Or we may never be able to receive the information that's trying to be conveyed. In other words, it's important to see things from the other person's point of view. There's a wise old story from Master Wang Q, and it goes something like this. Once upon a time in India, 6 blind men came across an elephant. Each of the 6 examined a different part to determine just what an elephant was like. So the first man examined an ear and thought an elephant was very much like a leaf. The second man examined the side of the elephant and thought an elephant is very much like a mountain. The third man examined the elephant's tail and thought an elephant is very much like a rope. The fourth man examined the elephant's trunk and thought an elephant was very much like a snake. The fifth man examined the elephant's leg and decided the elephant was very much like a tree. Now the sixth man examined the elephant's tusk and thought an elephant was very much like a spear. Then they all went away to tell their story of what an elephant was like. So who was right? They were all right, of course, based on their own personal perspective. Could it be argued that they were all wrong? Of course, because you know what an elephant is really like. But you wouldn't be able to convince any one of them because their experience and perspective told them otherwise. So they all had the same intention. They were all at the same place at the same time, and yet based on their own personal experience, they came away with very different viewpoints. John Gray wrote a very popular book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. However, this is simply not true. The reality is that men are from Earth and women are from Earth. They just view the world through very different eyes, so their perspectives are different, and therefore their interpretations of situations are different. And their interpretations are their reality. Such is the same when your interactions with your children. Children and parents view the world through very different eyes. The way children and parents interpret a situation can be light years apart. Even the way they recount the events of a particular interaction can be like night and day. Sometimes it's hard to believe they've even been in the same room at the same time. However, their very different stories are indications of how they experience a particular event. And that's really all we have, is our own perspective. Oftentimes in my office, a child tries to tell about a problematic situation. And just as often, parents indignantly explain, "That's not what happened." At that moment, I encourage parents to stop and just listen to their children's perspective. Because this is his reality. How you experience it is your reality. How your child experiences the same event is his reality. And like the 6 blind men, reality can differ dramatically. So why is your child's perspective so different from yours? How come he views the world through very different eyes? It's because perspective is based on experience and point of view. Parents have had much more experience to draw from when interpreting a certain situation. kids have much less experience in their short number of years. For instance, if you're on your way to a costume party and see someone on the street dressed as a robber, you may think he's funny or clever, but certainly not dangerous. But if your child's only experience of robbers is what he has seen on TV programs or in the news, he may be frightened, not realizing it's a costume and the situation is indeed safe. Here is where the need to be able to truly listen to the other person's point of view is critical to understanding. And once you understand his perspective, then you can begin to teach him how to listen to the perspective of others. And here's the key. Teaching your children to see things from another person's perspective is not the same thing as proving him wrong. Remember to take care of your caring connection. Recognize that the way your children see something is their perspective and therefore their reality. Thank you so much for watching this video. For more parenting tips and tricks for toddlers, teens, and in-betweens, check out our other videos over here, or join our communities on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, enjoy your kids.